Good morning and welcome to the VSA Capital 5 Minute Morning Miner on Monday, the 22nd of August. I apologise that we had no podcast last Thursday and Friday. Both my analysts were away. Ollie was on holiday and Paul, you had COVID. How are you feeling today?
Well, it's not had. It's still a current thing. Day 5. Testing still positive. So
Well, we hope you get well soon. In the
thanks.
meantime, I'm down in Cornwall. It's back to normal Cornish weather with it pissing with rain. Anyway, so we're inside looking at things to get excited about in the market, and there isn't an awful lot. So let's just quickly start with our Shanghai Mining Club member, Macango Resources, which obviously is a Malawi rare earths miner and also magnet recycler. What's the news there, Paul?
Yes, that's right. Macango, they filed the formal NI 43-101 technical report on the DFS study for the Songwe Hill rare earth project in Malawi. That's a formality that's done. Essentially, it casts in stone essentially the numbers around what the banks need to consider is essentially for the funding package to go for Songwe Hill. So it's also the technical requirement filing. It usually also leads to preparation for the equity component raise for companies that put these things out. So I think we can expect finance news around Songwe Hill and Macango to be part of the news feed from Macango for some weeks now.
Fingers crossed for them. Okay. Also, I think there's some quite interesting news out on Kazatomprom, the uranium producer, because they're going to produce a bit more uranium, aren't they?
Yes, this came out later on Friday. They essentially revised their 23 and 24 output levels to be higher than what they had previously planned for these years. That is expected to be now 25,000 ton units for 2024 here. And they also reported here that they had produced in the first half about 5,400 tons of uranium, which is about 8% lower year-on-year basis. And that's because of the COVID-19 impacts in Kazakhstan, which had slowed down well field development for the in-situ leaching that Kaz does. So, in that sense, they're seeing, in their view, screen essentially a more constructive marketplace in the coming few years here for uranium demand, and that would be why they would make this change.
Interesting. Now, we had full year results from Base Resources today, haven't we, which look pretty good, but I think the outlook's a bit more cautious.
Well, it should be more cautious, but yes, the full year news looks real good. Final dividend here, 3 cents Australian per share on a record revenue number, up 33% on higher realized sales prices to $279 million US. Net profit after tax at 80.7 million. The numbers are pretty solid here as far as production volumes in tons for rutile, ilmenite, and zircon. And they see in the order flow that the increases in average achieved pricing going forward are still rising for them at this point. The Quale operation, for which all of these numbers are attributable, though, has been extended to a mine life of December 2024. But that's where the good news, I think, lies, or the best that we can expect here, because the Toliara mine development in Madagascar has still not received government consent, and therefore we don't have a DFS, and we don't have financing, and we don't have construction underway at Toliara to replace Quale. So, in my view, we're looking at the best that we can expect for some time now for base.
Interesting. Okay. Anything else you want to talk about this morning?
Yes, I did want to talk about this press release out by Green Rock, which is the little graphite tiddler, 54% owned by Alba Minerals, AIM-quoted Alba Minerals. Green Rock with a Amitsoq graphite project in southern Greenland. More news out on their phase 2 drilling program there. They've, as of the 14th of August, completed another 9 holes for 1,360 meters. And they are confirming that there is at least one and sometimes two mineable graphite high-grade layers there of at least 5 meters in thickness, and it's still extending in strike length off to the west and the northwest. So this thing is growing in size. It's high grade. It's in the ice-free portion of Greenland, easy to ship to battery markets in either North America or Europe. So this one, I think, for investors is a sleeper that isn't getting the recognition yet it ought to.
Now, we better keep an eye on that one, haven't we?
Yeah.
Very good. Let's call it a day there. And we'll speak again tomorrow, Paul.
Very good. See you then.